Om Sai Ram. Welcome to Shirdi Sai Baba Satsang. In our previous episode, we explored the significance of Sri Sai Satyavrat. This week, we'll delve into 5 essential stories of Baba that are part of Sri Sai Satyavrat. These stories must be recited after completing Baba's regular puja, as the Vrat is considered complete only after reading these 5 stories, which enrich our lives. Let us explore these stories in brief. The information is taken from Sri Sai Satyavrat book and other sources. First story. Shirdi, a poor but content village by the side of river Godavari. Once there appeared a 16-year-old boy meditating under a neem tree in 1854. He used to meditate day and night without caring the extremities of weather. This boy, later known as Sai Baba, remained silent and patient despite being mocked. He performed miracles such as curing a leprosy patient and restoring a blind man's sight, attracting many for his darshan. One day, a person at Khandoba temple went into trance and instructed people to dig under the neem tree where the young boy was sitting and meditating. To their amazement, they discovered an ancient temple with lit lamps beneath the tree. The priest explained that the young saint had performed meditation at the spot for 12 years. The saint asked them to guard the sacred spot, announcing that it was his Gurusthan, and instructed them to close it. He stayed there for a while before leaving and disappeared without a trace for some time. In 1856, Chand Bhai Patil lost his horse and encountered a young fakir under a tree. The fakir used his satka to produce fire and water and then guided Patil to find his horse, which was exactly where he said it would be. Impressed by the fakir's divine powers, Patil invited him to his village and the fakir agreed to accompany him. Second story. In 1858, during his nephew's marriage in Shirdi, Chand Bhai Patil invited the fakir to bless the couple. The bride's place was Shirdi. After reaching Shirdi, the cars in which they were traveling stopped at Khandoba temple. Everyone got down, including the fakir. At the Khandoba temple, Mahalsapati welcomed the fakir by calling him Ao Sai, come Sai. From that moment on, everyone referred to him as Sai, and over time he became known as Sai Baba. After the marriage, Sai chose to stay in Shirdi. Initially mistaken for a Muslim, Sai Baba was not allowed into the Hindu temple. He lived in a dilapidated masjid where he kept a fire burning and planted a tulsi plant, blending Hindu and Muslim practices. Despite dressing like a Muslim fakir and residing in a masjid, his actions attracted both Hindus and Muslims who visited and accepted him as one of their own. One day, Mahalsapati was attacked by Muslims with a stick as he entered the masjid with puja materials. To everyone's astonishment, Sai Baba began yelling in pain, revealing injuries and profuse bleeding on his back, while Mahalsapati remained uninjured. Baba explained that everyone is his child and emphasized the unity of God, stating that there are no separate gods for Muslims and Hindus. He always said, Sabka Malik Ek. Baba often invited Nana Sahib Chandorkar, a deputy collector, to visit him, but Nana Sahib initially dismissed him as a mere fakir. When Nana Sahib eventually visited, Baba revealed that they had been connected for 7 previous lives. Although puzzled by Baba's words, Nana Sahib suddenly saw a halo around Baba and had visions of Ram, Shiva, Krishna and Maruti. This convinced Nana Sahib that Baba was not an ordinary fakir but an incarnation of God, and his perception changed. Once, while on duty on a hill, Nana Sahib, suffering from extreme thirst, shouted for water. A man appeared and informed him that there was water beneath the stone he was sitting on. Nana Sahib found sweet water under the stone and believed Baba had come in disguise to save him. When he later recounted the experience to Baba, confirmed he was indeed there to protect his devotees. This reinforced the devotees' faith that Baba would always protect them in times of difficulty. Third story. Sai Baba always responded to his devotees' calls, alleviating their burdens and protecting them. Once, Dada Sahib Kaparde, an advocate from Amaravati, visited Shirdi with his family. While there, his son fell ill with a high fever and was diagnosed with plague. The boy's mother was distraught, but Baba reassured her, saying that there was nothing to fear with him present. To demonstrate, Baba lifted his shirt, revealing blisters on his body, showing he had taken the boy's illness upon himself. Miraculously, the boy was immediately healed. In another instant, one day, while arranging firewood in the duni, Baba put his hand into the fire. Devotees quickly pulled him away and asked why he did that. They asked Baba for an explanation for his action. Baba then told them that there was a blacksmith who was a devotee of his in village about 100 kilometers away from Shirdi. His wife was working at the bellows of the furnace where he called her for some work. Leaving the baby unattended, she went into the house. The baby unknowingly crawled into the fire. Seeing this, Baba put his hand into the fire to save the baby for being burnt. Baba said that he did not mind that his arm was burnt, but he was glad that the life of the baby was saved. This incident was confirmed by the blacksmith and his wife some days later when they came to thank Baba. These stories highlight Baba's kindness, affection, and miraculous protection for his devotees. Fourth story. Ratanji Wadia of Nizam state was a very rich man. He had amassed lots of houses, cattle, and was very well respected. In spite of donating generously, performing all kinds of pujas, he was not blessed with children. All his prayers were of no avail. He thought himself to be very unfortunate. One day, he happened to meet one of Baba's most intimate devotee named Dasganu. Dasganu advised him to visit Shirdi and seek the blessings of Baba. He also assured that Baba would bless him with children. Trusting him, Ratanji along with his wife came to Shirdi. He very respectfully and devotedly offered Baba a basket of sweets and mangoes and prostrated before him reverently. Seeing Baba's divine form, his whole body began to shiver and tears came out of his eyes. Baba lovingly pulled him and blessed him, saying that all his sins were forgiven and that he would be blessed with children. Baba gave 4 mangoes to Ratanji's wife, saying that she would be blessed with 4 sons. Rest of the fruits in the basket were distributed among all the devotees sitting nearby. Needless to say, in due course, Ratanji was blessed with a son, and after 1 year, he came to Shirdi to take Baba's blessings. Later, he built a vada for the use of devotees of Shirdi. This vada is called Ratanji Vada. This story shows that Sai Baba showered his blessings upon all his devotees. In another incident, a devotee named Shiv, a law student, visited Shirdi to seek Baba's blessings before his exams. Baba assured him not to worry and take the exams with faith. Just before the exams, Shiv fell seriously ill, causing doubts about his success. Despite his friends' concerns, Shiv remained confident due to Baba's blessings. When the results were announced, Shiv passed with distinction, surprising everyone. This story demonstrates how Baba blessings can overcome difficulties and that he will bless anyone who remembers him with love and devotion. Fifth story. In 1918, on Vijayadashmi day, Sai Baba left his physical body, but he assured his devotees that he would always be with them when they called upon him with love. Here are 2 stories illustrating how he kept his promise. Balaji Patel Nevaskar, a great devotee, offered all his farm produce to Baba first. After Balaji's death, his son continued this tradition. During an annual ceremony for Balaji, more people attended than expected, causing concern about the food supply. Balaji's mother advised his wife to cover the vessels with udi, sacred ash, before serving. Miraculously, the food was not only sufficient but also remained surplus, leading them to thank Baba and sing bhajans in his praise. Once Bagla, a first-class sub-judge and a devotee of Baba, celebrated Baba's Saptah by planning to feed people. People turned up much more than expected. Then Bagla prayed to Baba for help. Baba instructed him to put udi in all the vessels. Remembering Baba's words, Bagla did exactly as instructed. Amazingly, he found that the food was not only sufficient for everyone, but also had a surplus remaining. Sri Sai Satyavrat is considered complete only after performing the Vrat Puja and reading all 5 stories of Baba. These stories highlight Baba's enduring presence and miracles, assuring that those who perform Vrat and listen to Sai Leelas with devotion will be blessed. Let us pray to Baba and have his blessings. We'll meet in the next episode with another wonderful blessing of Baba. Om Sai Ram.